Audrey from the San Diego Off-Road Coalition, and just gonna ask her little questions about how she got started and how San Diego Off-Road Coalition got going. So can we start with the Off-Road Coalition? How it all came about?
Late 70s, I think, is when the Off-Road Coalition actually got started and going. Some issues had happened back in the day. Norm actually would be around. He's one of the original members. He's over cooking us hot dogs and stuff over here. Issues happened and they formed the coalition. It was right basically when Corva all started and American Sand Association. American Sand Association and Orba all originally broke off from the Off-Road Coalition back in the day. The Off-Road Coalition was supposed to be like San Diego Off-Road Coalition, Los Angeles Off-Road Coalition, Sacramento, all the different areas and different clubs to come together, almost like how Cal 4-Wheel has all their different divisions, the San Diego 4-Wheelers, Tenet 4-Wheelers, and all the different divisions that go along with it. We all work hand in hand and correlate together. We've got members from all clubs here today, and that's basically it. United we ride. The Off-Road Coalition is a political organization. We actually have the Senator Brian Jones here today to support us. We have a lobbyist and work with the Assemblyman's office and the Senator's office to ensure that through legislation we keep our riding areas open for future generations to have places to go play. So we do that in working with the different agencies, state parks, Bureau of Land Management, and the U.S. Forest Service to keep the different areas open. So for today's event here at Corral Canyon, December 10th, 2022, we have the different agencies, San Diego 4-Wheelers, we have Tierra del Sol 4-Wheelers, Corva, Cal 4-Wheel, San Diego Off-Road Coalition, and Tread Lightly is all here teamed up together to work with the Forest Service for this trail day. All the volunteer hours for today will get counted, and they will get grant match hours for everybody's time here today, and we'll raise a bunch of money that they'll be able to utilize here back in this off-road area in this park. So that's what it's all about, making sure that the agencies are aware that the different clubs are active. We want to keep the areas open, that they can reach out to our clubs, and our clubs are here to help them get the different projects and such done, like you saw today with the kids training track. So
it seems like you guys have a really well-established relationship with them, just in your interactions and everything.
I can say the manager, Gabe Padilla, I've been friends with him for over 5 years that he's been involved here. The different members, Tracy's been in for 2 years. And we do two events here per year at Corral Canyon. We get enough rain and stuff that the bushes, we come in, we have to do trail maintenance and stuff to keep it back. There's a lot more trails out here than people think of when it comes to 4x4 trails, single track and quad trails. So it's a gorgeous area to ride and bring your family out. There's the upper campground and the lower campground, and you want to talk about being income friendly. It's $5 a night, $5 a day to be here, basically. You can camp and set up and stage. We'll have snow here tomorrow night, so you do get the 4 seasons in San Diego. It's amazing. But that's what this is all about.
And for you personally, what's your background in off-roading? When did you get started in it, and then how that led into San Diego Off-Road Coalition?
I am a born and raised hunter-gatherer. I've had a gun in my hand since the time I could walk. Been down in El Centro and Imperial Valley, walking the fields, hunting the fields, riding throughout the valley. From the time that I could, I was on some sort of toy to get from point A to point B, and be out there. So one of the areas that my dad used to take me to when I was a kid growing up, which used to be a part of Ocotillo Wells State Park, and we would just go hang out for the day. We would just go enjoy the beautiful canyons, slot canyons and areas out there. In 2012, that area got added to Anza Borrego State Park. Anza Borrego is a trails-only, street-legal state park. The area that I grew up going to, literally I'd have to hike and walk 8 to 9 miles in to get to the hill that I grew up going to. I'm just not going to walk myself 8 miles in to get to, hang out and have lunch at a certain spot. So, that's what, for me, it's all about the motorized recreation and having access for all, freedom for all. Whether you want to ride your bike, you want to hike in, you want to have your horseback, any of that. To me, you need a motorized vehicle to get to a certain point, right? And so that's, when that got added in 2012, that's when I found out that there was a 3-year comment period prior to that, and you could have been active and involved, and all these things had led up into that closure and that being added into and absorbed into Anza Borrego. And so when I learned that and learned that I could step up and be involved, that's when I really became active with the Off-Road Coalition, learning what they do, how active that they are. My husband's uncle Rob has been a member of the Off-Road Coalition for many years. He's got that 48 on and that green shirt. He's been the secretary of the Off-Road Coalition for the entire time I've been active in it, well before that. So I think 2000, I think, is when he, maybe even before that, is when he's got involved in it. So we used to have big things at El Cajon Speedway back before, it shut down. We did a couple expos there, different things, but basically just keeping people informed, educating them, making them aware. You get the newbies out here and they don't realize how important it is to tread lightly and pack it in and pack it out and leave no trace. And, they just want to come out. And, I was that young and dumb person at one point in my life. As a teenager, I can say I'd been in the lower campground and had a good time and, and didn't know any better. But at the same time, I don't think we left our trash at all. That's just, but I don't know, it's a different breed now, I guess. But it's all about educating the newbies and educating them so that they know if they didn't grow up in it and they're just getting into it, they don't realize the delicate balance of Mother Nature out here.
And what we've seen in just our experience, it seems like a lot of people during COVID got interested in off-roading, overlanding, and so there seems to be a huge influx of people.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity to provide that education.
Yeah, you can look at the statistics. Back in the day when I grew up in it, we had a garage. You had to build your machine, and you knew the ins and outs of your machine. Now you can go out and, have a decent credit limit and buy yourself a truck, trailer, and side-by-side and come on out and have a good time. And not knowing the capabilities of the side-by-side's abilities, the turning capability, the radius of it, the speed at which you should do so.
Where you're at.
Yeah, so the safety regulations of where you're at. I'm really glad that they just started the new whip regulation for side-by-sides in Ocotillo Wells. All the state parks now are requiring a whip. So that's huge because even just that alone, having it be seen and having that little extra added I definitely think it's imperative for the safety of it. There's been too many high-profile accidents that have happened recently with the influx. People think it's the Wild West, and maybe 20 years ago when there wasn't that many people out there, but there's so many people out now. The interest of it, before people didn't care about going to the desert. There was no interest in it. They just wanted to drive through and get from point A to point B. And now there's the interest of actually getting out and exploring it and seeing what's there. And that's,
And that was, again, with COVID, everyone was stuck at home like, we need to get out and explore. We've got to do something. And so then they're like, oh, wow, this is amazing. This is fun. I love this.
Yeah.
It just seemed to create that enthusiasm. That used to be there in the 90s,
Yep. Yeah.
It's back.
It's back. It's definitely back. So, and I love it. I love the people. We need the people, getting people off of their phones and out and about and getting kids more active in it. I think that that's key and imperative. Getting them off their screens and out and into the outdoors and having that. There's nothing like it. My favorite saying, families that play together stay together, and it makes all the difference in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what would you say for off-road enthusiasts is the best way to get involved with San Diego Off-Road Coalition and also all the work that's being done to preserve and protect the trails?
Honestly, just show up. We just, if be there and become more active, literally, I hear who you are and you actually show up and become reliable. You're there and you're there and you're there. You'll hear, what needs to go on, and you get to those different locations. We do have our radio show that's on every Sundays, SDORC Dirt Radio. It's a podcast you can download and listen to anywhere. It's also on 1170 AM and 96.1 FM, the largest radio station in San Diego. And we talk every Sunday. We're talking legislation, events, areas, closures, different things, what's coming up, what we can be looking forward to. Teal del Sol just gave us a $10,000 donation. And I'm pretty positive that we're going to need that to file a lawsuit for Ocotillo Wells State Park for the next 2 years. They were supposed to do their general operating plan, their general maintenance plan. And when we got invited up to the OHV Safety Week back in August, I had the opportunity to ride with a state park representative up to the OHV Safety Week in Sacramento. So we got to fly together up there. And when we were on the flight up there and coming back, we talked about the general plan, because we haven't actually seen it come out since we did it. And when they started the general plan, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years ago, the Center for Biological Diversity sued state parks to make it a trails-only park. So currently it's 83,000 open acres, open desert. You can ride anywhere you want to, except for the highly sensitive areas that they have, quarantined, fenced off and such. But the Center for Biological Diversity, CBD, sued state parks to make it trails only. So all the big name washes that are out there, and if it had a sign on it and was marked, that would be all you can ride. Can you imagine going through that desert and having that be the only place with as many accidents and such that happen right now, having it be an open desert where you can ride anywhere? I can't imagine with it being trails only what would actually turn into out there and the amount of accidents that would happen.
There's such a population coming from LA, San Diego, Arizona. There are so many people in this area, and I don't think people realize how many people enjoy off-roading, even if it's just the desert season, even if they're not on the trails in San Diego year-round. They're out in the desert. Yeah, they're there in droves.
Yes, definitely. So I'm not exactly sure why, but state parks had to throw out the general plan that they had worked on for 5 years. Took a whole thing, was a lawsuit involved. That we had the Open Desert Initiative, and now it went through. It was supposed to be approved, and now they have to throw it out, and they're restarting it. So within the next 2 to 3 years, they're going to restart the whole process for it again. And I can guarantee you that the Center for Biological Diversity, given the opportunity, will file a lawsuit against them to get it trails only. So we'll see what happens with that. But become a member, $25 annual membership. This is Mike. He's actually one of the ones in charge here.
No, not me.
Yes, of course.
I just clean bathrooms, that's it.
Yeah, so become a member of SDORC, $25 annual membership. We send out emails once or twice a month with different things, commenting, showing up. Come to our general meeting, and we'll talk about the different things. We talk about the different areas, and you just show up.
When are the meetings?
Every first Tuesday of the month in Santee at the Ranch House. We've been at the same location for over 20 years at the Ranch House Restaurant in Santee, the first Tuesday of every month, unless there's an election.
All right, we appreciate your time, and we appreciate you guys hosting these kind of events.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Teaming up
for
with
the
these
awareness.
agencies, it's what's important. These guys are going to get grant money for everybody that's out here today. They'll get grant match. They need a utility tool trailer. So
Sounds like some fun Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
The Forest Service needs all the help we can get. We don't have enough resources. This place would not be here without these guys.
Yeah. Teal del Sol does a lot of work out here. San Diego four-wheelers, we have the adopted trails for Gunslinger, Sidewinder, Bronco Peak, all of them around here. bathroom got installed here through a grant that Tierra del Sol pulled, and then they came up here and got it all installed and worked with the different clubs. So each club plays a vital role, and all of us clubs working together is what's key. United we ride.
Oh, I like that.
Yes. United we ride.
Yeah, it's a team effort, that's for sure.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. Thanks for coming out here and helping. You guys did a lot of work down moving bales in the kids' track. I really appreciate it. We couldn't do this without you guys.
We may be a little bit sore tonight.
Yeah, I bet.
It will
I
be.
bet. Yeah,
I was
70
last
pounds
night.
each, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
After the trail maintenance, we headed up to Los Pinos Peak.